everybody, my name is Farmer Phil, and in today's video we are hopefully going to be starting the Massey 50. It's not 50B, she's a 50. She predates the Massey 50B. The tractor has been sitting here in the field that the shop is going into. The shop there, hedge and all that. She's been sitting here for 2 years now, 2 seasons, because we sowed the pumpkins around it and then we sowed the sunflowers around it. It's time for her to get out here because we want to reseed this field, and not only that, but I want this tractor to go back to work. And the reason that she is not working, so to speak, is because she's hard started, because the ignition doesn't work, the battery is dead, and she's leaking oil on that ram on the far side, so she's always out of oil. But I need her to do a bit of work, and we're going to stick all into it and see can we get her going. I'm trying to remember how this opens. So this battery that's in this was in it the day we bought it, and I think we actually have this 5 years now, or 4 years anyways. We got a good bit of use of it when we bought it first. Haven't really used it much in the last while, but shocking handy. It's one of these things that you just don't realise how handy it is till you have it. What this really needs to leave it on the button is a new wiring harness, maybe a new starter, new ignition, all that end of it, just brand new point. I will get it off Connacht's and we'll do it. But I did, some of you may remember, a live stream back a couple of months ago while we were piping, and I did put the question out there, which would you like to see done? This Massey 50 or the 165 that is in the shed? That's what the ivy's actually starting to cover it up now. And the 165 got the vote. So we'll go with what the viewers want to see. Yep. This battery's a bit smaller. This is a good battery. Come out of one of the tractors we thought the batteries were gone in. Turns out the starter was gone. Because our ignition does jet, we have to cross the starter. So we'll give her some good throttle. Double check she's out here. So she goes down and she goes up. She's in the middle. Now, moment of truth. Will she start? So yeah, lots of engine oil. Just not kicking on. So it has been a good month or so since we last tried to start the Massey 50, and we are back at it. The hair is cut, yes I know, no longer look like the Wolverine, but we are going to give it another go because we're after getting a delivery of big ass trees and they need to get into the ground sooner rather than later before the roots dry out in them. So fingers crossed we get this old girl going and we can get digging some holes, because you will not plant these trees with spades. See, can we get her jumped and going? We cannot get her going, but Father Phil thinks he knows what's wrong. So he thinks the diesel in it has gone bad, it has separated and will not start. So we're changing the fuel filter. It's actually a bit grimy looking. Some fresh diesel to go into it and see can we get her going. If we get it going and get it parked up somewhere a bit better, might make a bit more use of it. Yeah, well there's space in the shed below if the baler wasn't in the way. The baler's blocking the whole shed. Just not enough power. All of this way. Last time I had that going, we just put the jumbly switch and went away like that. She has to be getting fuel because she's popping out smoke.
Just not injection right or something. Make up them jumpers again. Cylinder's gone dry. It's red now. Sure there's no bird of that.
But it actually looks like something, isn't it?
How do we have wire in it?
There's a wire, but it looks like the stuff inside that again.
Take the pipe off. Then work off. Right.
Right. And he has it running, and of course I was sent to get stuff and the camera was turned off. Father Phil is in I will not be defeated mode. So, and he has not been defeated. We are now running.
Pick up the truck.
What did you do to get going, or she just went?
Eventually you got the dirt out of the van.
And she just went.
This is it. It's alive!
It's alive. No. She can go dig a few holes for us now. I'd be surprised now if Father Phil wants to leave us to it. I would say he wants to take part in this activity. She is alive. Hasn't been going in about at least 2 years packed there. And we literally moved it from one pumpkin patch to the next. We do the bit of digging with it now. There she goes. Right, let's go get some trees. And here are the trees. Yes, they are big trees. So we've been keeping them watered with the milk trolley. They're here a couple of days. And you're wondering, why such big trees? Like, that one there's a good 20-foot tree. It could be 8-10 years growing. The trees that's here, there's 2 cherry trees are for the garden of our house. And then the rest then, so I think that is one. That is the other one. Then we have a native cherry. We have a crab apple. We have a field maple. I think the field maple is this one. I think that's another native cherry. And then we have 2 mountain ashes, which is that one and that one. The plan is to get these dug in. And you're wondering, why do we get trees? I know it's a bit late and all the rest. Well, these trees were rejects out of a housing estate or some building development somewhere. They're rejects. Architects seen them and didn't like them. Maybe the tree wasn't straight, maybe the bark was a bit damaged, maybe the tree wasn't very even looking. Something, the architect's like, no, I don't want them. And they basically get dumped after that. So we got these trees. Man messaged me after we put up a video of doing our hedge, and I said we want to plant trees, and he said I can get you a lot of trees. They're only going to get dumped otherwise. So I brought these up. They're all native apart from the 2 cherry trees that are going to the house. The rest is native. We're going to be putting a couple of them around the shop. I think we're putting the crab apple, one of the native cherries, and the 2 ash trees out there. My mother wants one for the house, and then the others I think we're going to go down the bottom step. And now we have the Massey digger going. It's time to get these moved. So he's gone over to the house to start. Just go pick up my mother and go see which tree she wants. That's probably the best way of doing it, because I don't want to bring a tree over that she doesn't want. Mother Phil has chosen the mountain ash, so it's just in flower there at the minute. So we get it in. It's a good 18 foot, 16 foot anyways. So yeah, get in. here in the corner of the car park for the shop, which that all needs to get sorted. But we're planting a native sweet cherry tree. It's going right where Liv is standing, and that's going to just make sure no one cuts the corner more than anything else. This area here is going to be a paddock, but for the pumpkin patch or that, we'll be able to use it as a car park. That's why there's no hedge round it. The hedge didn't come down and around. So that's what this area is for. But the tree is to go there just to stop people cutting the corner more than anything, and just to liven it up a bit. We have a crabapple tree to go out there. Now I'd love to be planting 4 or 5 trees out in the field, but as you can see, we have a 3-phase wire, we have a single phase wire, and there's 3 poles, and the wire crisscrosses every which way. We'll be putting one over where the nurse tank is, the crabapple tree, with the intention being in the future when the apples form and fall, we can put the pigs around them, pigs eat the apples. That's really the theory, isn't it? So anyways, dig a hole here. Here's our sweet cherry in. So now we'll go our crabapple next. Massey 50 is doing what it needs to, but I need to get back in on the right levers. A little bit longer than you'd like, but hey, good job. Trees going in. We're just lifting the crabapple tree. It's next up on the list. So we'll just have a sling wrap it around the tree. They should probably put that a bit lower. Put that sling lower down on it. Mother Phyllis decided she also wants the bird cherry and the horse chestnut on the avenue where we planted the ash tree. We're also then going to plant the ash tree and the field maple that is left out on the hedge along the road, and then those 2 cherry trees we're going to plant in the garden. But don't think I gave it to digger, so we'll plant them with the spade. That'd be the plan. This one has a good big root ball. It's quite a big lump of a tree, so it is. It's just mad to think that someone on a project of a housing estate or landscaping just goes, no, tree's crooked, bark is stripped to base, or just don't like the look of it. And it's like, oh, just get rid of one of the things we want to do, and we... What? Grey clouds! Rain! Things have got that dry in Ireland at the minute. Now, I think everyone is looking for a bit of rain, just to try and get the thing going. Crops are starting to suffer a wee bit. Our reseed is probably going to burn up if we don't get something. And the grass seed that we sowed yesterday in the new farm, we'll show you that one of the days, it was a big bus just to get in, so we thought we were getting rain. The forecast has changed to say that we're not getting a lot of rain, not as much as we wanted. It's mad to say that we could do with some rain in Ireland. Usually we always get too much of it, but currently it's very dry, very, very dry, and we could do with a bit. See ya. Mad. Anyways, this winter, one of the things that we will be doing now, we have a kind of a contact for trees like this that need a home. We want to plant about 30 or 40 trees down the bottoms to just, the bottoms is very sparse of trees. And I remember one year we had to bring down the cattle trailer to give the calves shade because there's no shade down there. Now we just want to plant a rake of trees along the drains and fence lines to provide more shelter for livestock. Now we have the Massey 50 going, we have a way of doing it, handy enough, and we'll do it later on towards the winter. That'd be the plan, so see where Liv wants it. Where do you want it? I'd say go up further. Well, want to kind of have this that it's in the middle of a paddock. So this will be reseeded and paddocted. We should have it reseeded by now, but with the dry weather it's like, what are you going to do about it? Want to make sure we're far enough away from everything. We're well away from the poles there now. So I'd say somewhere around here. I'd love to be putting more trees out here, but we just can't with all the wires. We're way away from them pylons, there's no fear of it. You may see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 ash trees. That one is dead. That one isn't far off it. The middle one is dead. The one on the outside is greening, but they're not great. So this winter we're going to take down them 4 ash trees. We're going to leave The tree that's there is the same as the tree there. I can't think anything sycamore. So with the helicopter seeds, they have to come down. That one will be hard got down because it's in distance of the single phase wire there. The other ones aren't. What I want to do is plant a few more trees, kind of from those ones down, skip where the three phase goes across, another one down there, just to put a bit more life into the hedge. And we just have to make sure we get her distances right, keep way away from the power lines. Anyways, we plant this one somewhere around here. We're going to get the Massey digger, we're going to get this hole dug. So the camera died before we got it actually finished, but put it in. It's not too bad, it's square enough. I would prefer if we had the ground reseeded prior to doing this, but the tree needs to go in. So we will reseed around it. So it shouldn't really matter. So just, I'll pat it down with the digger, make sure it's good. Crab apple tree in. Happy days. I think we have it relatively straight. You can see there is a bow in it. And that might be why it was rejected. Or it could be because you can see it has a bit of bark damage. That was done prior to us getting it. So now we have two more to plant for my mother. We have all planted for the shop, and we'll throw one into the hedge down there just above that tree. And I think that is all and lives too. But we're running out of time for today's video. I was hoping we'd get this done, but it took a bit longer to get that girl going than I was expecting. And then Father Phil went off to a vintage show because he's looking for bits for the Ferguson TVO 20 because he's doing a tractor run with it. Father Phil is doing this, the Fergie and the Lake Ferguson 20 run around Lough Derg, the 14th and 15th of June. You want to learn more, check it out. Father Phil has entered into it and he's looking to get a lock of bits for the Ferguson 20 TVO, just because he wants to make sure it'll do the whole run, because I think it's 100 kilometers or that. I can't remember exactly, but it's a long run. It's a 2-day run. So if you want more information, check it out. It's in aid of Jack and Jill. Check that out there. You want to learn more. Father Phil's doing it with the 20 there, and that's why he's not with us. I have to go now and look at a reseeding job for a man, 20 acres, just to see what he wants to do and what's going to be the best way of doing it, because I think it's a bouldery kind of bit of ground, so it's not a ground for ploughing, but it's whether do we just disc it up or we power harrow it or maybe subsoil some of it. I don't know, I have to go look at it. There's two fields in it. So, and everyone said at this video, so she's editing, I'll do that. When we come back, we want some more pumpkins, we want some of the rest of them trees. It's nice to plant trees. It's nice to plant a big tree, because you don't have to wait for it to grow. Like the tree we planted of the Funky Farmers below on the line down there, growing away the finest, but it's going to be a good few years before it gets to that size. Anyways, look, I hope you enjoyed today's video. The Massey 50 is running. It's not 50B, it is a 50. If you get it in now and get it that we started on the quay, won't be so bad. Father Phil says it look well now restored and parked up beside the 1200, 2 yellow Masseys. But I'd be just happy if we had her on the quay and fixed oily, because it's a very, very handy thing to have when you want just odd jobs like that. So hopefully we get done. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that for today's video. That's it from me, Bertie and Liv. Hope you enjoyed it. Where's Nelly? Oh, Nelly's there. What are you doing down there, Nelly? What are you doing down there? Bertie's jealous. So anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, please like and subscribe to the channel. Videos every Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday. That's it from all of us. Good luck.